Hi, I'm Zak Foster, and this is a quilt story for quilters. Take a moment. What you see here on the wall behind me is one of my more recent memory quilts for a woman named Claire who lives here in Brooklyn. And she said, "You know what, Zak? My partner Teddy is turning 40 in a little bit. Could you make him a quilt with all this fabric from his family?" I said, "Sure, no problem." So she sends me stuff from all over the country, and we put it in this quilt together. For example, we started with the center here. She already had these two quilt blocks, so I cut them in half, put half and half together to symbolize their recent marriage, the union. And then moving off from there, I know based on conversations with Claire that all the seersucker here is Ted's dad, and this is an old pillowcase, and this is an old nightie that she would wear. There's even here some grease-stained jumpsuit material from one of Teddy's uncles who served in Vietnam. So there are a lot of stories with this particular piece. Wedding, table linens from their wedding, all kinds of stuff. And since there were so many stories, and not one person knew them all, because they came from so many different sources, I wanted to make sure the stories stayed with the quilt. So I did this. I call it a swatch panel. You can see here there's a grid of the fabrics on the front and a little pocket right beside it. And if you take out the piece of cloth from that pocket, you'll see a legend, a key to the stories behind all of these pieces. So the stories stay with the quilts. And I'm so glad I did that because one thing I'll always think about with this quilt, when I think about the power of quilts and what they signify, is that Claire, I knew from the beginning, Claire had been diagnosed with cancer, and that she had her good days and she had her rough days. I was so excited on the day that I finished this piece. I texted her a picture. I didn't hear back right away, which is a little unusual. She's usually pretty quick on the draw, Heard back that night, and she says, "Zak, it's beautiful, but I'm not doing so hot right now. Can you text a picture of this to Teddy so he can have it for his birthday?" I said, "Sure, Claire, no problem." And I did that. Teddy was very thankful, thought it was real nice. A couple days later, Claire passes away. And I am so thankful that I got to hear those stories that she had about her fabric, about her piece, that she got to see this quilt top, and that I got to make this quilt. And I think that as makers, as quilters, y'all know the power of quilts. Y'all know they come from the heart. And sometimes we just got to sit with it for a little bit. I told Teddy this quilt was ready, but it's just too soon. It's too raw. It's only been a few months. So I'm just holding on to this quilt for when the time's right. Not all quilt stories are happy stories, but they all mean something. And I hope this story meant something to you too. Thank you very much.